Hi guys, it's Erin, and I'm here with a Project Life Sunday for February 2016, and I'm using the Cocoa Daisy kit for the same month. And I first want to apologize for the fact that my new camera mount doesn't really allow me to do double page spread where you can actually see it. So I don't really have another way to mount it right now. And I hope you're just okay with this and seeing one at a time because that's pretty much all I can do. But it does give you a closer view than I think my previous videos and stuff like that. And I'm hoping it's just a better experience in general. I'm sticking with the 1 month, two-page spread kind of a thing for this year. So I went through and I found all the noteworthy photos of this month. And some of them I did leave off because I wanted to make actual layouts, and the way that I do my albums is I put the layouts in between the project life, so that way you can see what was going on during the month. Now, the only problem I found with this, doing it this way, is putting the layouts in there and having these be double-page spreads. I'm going to be either splitting up the double-page spread, or I'm going to have to find somewhere else for the layouts to go. I'm not sure. I probably spent way too much time on this than I should have, but these little doilies have the little pieces in them that weren't quite cut out. And I don't have like one of those sticky things or that thing that Tim Holtz uses with the multiple prongs on it that'll just pull that stuff out. So I had to use this, and I'm like, okay, well maybe I could just cover some of it. And so that kind of worked. But those are frustrating. I'm going to have to go after those at some point with something else because wow. And of course now I have little bits all over my layout because I didn't want to do anything off camera, and I didn't have anywhere else to put said camera or said layout. So yeah, it was kind of a mess. I did lay out the cards ahead of time just because it does cut out on time, and I didn't really plan exactly where they were going to go or what photos were going to go on them. It was more like I need to know how many photos I'm going to print out, and I need to know what size they're going to be, and I need to know which cards I'm going to use. So that's why I kind of laid everything out, and then I happened to just like the layout, so that's why I just went with it. And I know I didn't want to do anything else to these photos, so I figured I would just slip them in there to make one less thing floating around, because there's all these little bits and pieces and all this stuff. But yeah. Doing this layout, aside from the actual writing, only took me half an hour, although I've been working on it all day because I've spent most of my day looking up Funko Pop figures and seeing how I could customize them. So I don't know if you can call it the height of procrastination, but I was definitely reaching for said height. Because yeah, I was completely all over the place, and it was pretty sad. And Facebook has made it a lot more difficult to do the journaling for these things because it got rid of most of the simple ways for you to search your own timeline. So I actually had to download a copy of all of my posts up to today, and then go back to February to be able to see all of my posts in February. So that's more than a little frustrating. But I'm hoping, since they like to change things randomly all the time, that they'll maybe change it back, because Facebook is literally one of the best tools I have to find journaling and all of that for these kinds of things. Because I have it open all the time. It's on my phone now, and it's just a constant source of not only what's going on in our life, but things that I think are funny. I post video games. I post sometimes not safe for work stuff. My friends are inundated with random weirdness, but that's the thing. I use it as a digital scrapbook. I don't use it as like a way to communicate necessarily. I mean, my friends are privy to my ramblings, but mostly the ramblings are for me. And they're for stuff like this, because I can go back and be like, man, I was funny in February, and also here's this thing that happened. So I did most of this before I looked back at that because it was still downloading. So you'll see later when it cuts that I'm going to make a few changes because there was stuff I forgot about. But the photo of my friend Katie and her mom there, I didn't want to address too much because I do actually want to make a layout. We did a whole, we traveled somewhere to see them and all of that. So I didn't want to have to repeat myself. The same thing with the sushi photo. That's a picture of the anniversary dinner because our anniversary is in February. It's February 10th, and this was our 13-year wedding anniversary. And I want to make a layout about that. So I wanted to, have it be a footnote in the project life and have it be mentioned because I honestly needed photos to scrap. I didn't do a whole lot because there were 2 weeks in here that we were dog sitting. Well, it wasn't 2 weeks, but it felt like 2 weeks. It was from the 9th to the 18th, so it was a while. But so we didn't go anywhere because we had the dogs, and we didn't want to leave dogs in a strange house all alone because that would be sad. Even though they had a cage and they couldn't destroy anything, it's just mean to leave them. So we didn't, which means we didn't actually get to celebrate our anniversary on our anniversary. But yeah, I kind of held back some stuff for making into actual scrapbook layouts later, which, it's not that big of a deal, but it does kind of make me grateful for condensing everything down into just, February instead of trying to go week by week. And then, of course, the next video will be this week or this month in gaming. So you'll see the things I was doing in the video game, which, there was a lot of video game mentions and stuff. It was mostly Walking Dead and Fallout, like, all month. And it was kind of like, okay, sift through the stuff because I can't just make Project Life be about those two things. So, I did find other stuff, but it's kind of, I narrow my focus, apparently. So, yeah, you see me just trying to use a lot of the products for, these layouts. And I found these stickers that I was gifted by somebody whose name I cannot remember, and I am very sorry, but I am thankful, and I did thank her when she sent them to me. But I'm just going to embellish with some enamel dots because enamel dots are good, and since I can't get it all together, I'm just going to show you the close-up like this, and then I'm going to screw it back in the camera out. There you go. And you see that I replaced one of the photos with a Gravity Falls photo because Gravity Falls did end in February, so they had their series finale, so I had to footnote that. And then I replaced one of the cards. I just changed the Let's Eat card and made it a bit more scrappy because like I said, I didn't eat as much journaling when I'm going to make an actual layout. So I'm going to just put on some extra enamel dots. These ones weren't as well matched as the other ones, but they still worked. And give you a full look. And I'm going to say thank you and, thanks for watching and have a good Sunday. Bye.